The University of Washington became the nation's first large college to close its classrooms.
Stanford and Harvard, they're canceling classes or they're going to online learning, not just for a couple of weeks, but for the rest of the year.
Nearly all on-campus classes at UCLA have been suspended for 1 month.
Most colleges and universities are still deciding if they'll open for in-person classes this fall.
So obviously a lot has happened over the last 3 months, and I was super unsure about what it would be like going back to school for the fall semester coming up in just a couple months. Luckily, a few days ago, we got a email from our dean, Tim Sands. And I just want to fill you guys in on everything that he said to us about resuming classes in the fall. So as all of you probably know, most of the schools that are going back for in-person classes are doing so with some sort of hybrid. And this basically means that some classes are going to be online, some classes are going to be in person. The ratio, it's kind of uncertain. It can be 10% online, maybe 10% in person. It just varies. And this is what Virginia Tech is going to be doing. They will not announce which classes will be online until July. So I don't know what classes will be online or which ones will be in person quite yet. We were able to get the exact dates for the fall semester. So as originally planned, it is going to be starting on August 24th, so a bit more than 2 months from now, and it's going to be lasting until December 16th, which is the last date of exams. Woo. However, one big difference here is that no one is going to be having in-person classes after Thanksgiving break. This actually makes a ton of sense since everyone's going to be dispersing out into the country and the world, and they don't want people returning with so many interactions outside of the community and then possibly spreading more in November and December. Luckily, Virginia Tech is located in a very, very rural setting, so the cases in Montgomery County where Virginia Tech is are very, very low. So now this leads us into the question of sports, which are very, very important for me and for Virginia Tech as a whole. So football is a gigantic sport at Virginia Tech, and it is completely uncertain what is going to be going on with football. Virginia Tech is currently working with the ACC, the conference that we're in, and also the NCAA to do as much as possible to try to bring football back for the fall semester. Now, there is almost no possible way this is going to be football as we remember it. Enter Sandman isn't going to be nearly as hype. And we're honestly going to be lucky if we can even attend games this semester. Virginia as a state currently has a rule out there that say no more than 50 people right now can be in a gathering together. Our football stadium seats more than 60,000 people, so I mean, do the math. We won't even be close to filling that stadium, and really that rule needs to change before sports really come back as we know it. I think that we're gonna have football, we just won't be able to view it. And now that kind of leads me into like my personal life. I run cross country for a club at the school, and you guys know club is gonna be the first thing that they're just gonna X out like it is nothing. But I'm very, very hopeful still. I think there's a good chance that the D1 Virginia Tech team is going to race cross country this season. So hopefully with some social distancing guidelines, we will be able to race as well. But again, I don't have any information on that whatsoever. Now this 50-person rule is actually super important. And hopefully in the next 2 months, it will be enlarged. It's stupid to enlarge it if there is risk, but hopefully we'll be able to enlarge it to 100, 500 people with no risk. Not only will this limit football games and sports events, but it'll also limit a lot of social things like Greek life and a bunch of other events that the school can usually hold. And of course, there's a bunch of new health policies that are gonna be in effect once we come back. For example, we're gonna have to wear masks basically any single time we are on campus or on the buses to get to campus. Even outside, we're gonna have to wear them. So it should be pretty difficult to transmit while actually on campus. Housing at Virginia Tech will be pretty much normal for freshmen next year. The only one catch is that there will not be more than 2 people in a room. Sometimes there's suites with 3 people, but it'll be pretty much the same with 2 people to a room. Now, Virginia Tech has some of the best dining in the country, and I'm so happy to say that Virginia Tech's dining halls will be, for the most part, pretty much open. There is going to be reduced seating across a bunch of the different dining halls, and there's going to be more safety measures in place, but for the most part, dining, it seems to be almost exactly the same as last semester. And now the final part that I want to touch on is classes. So going back to that 50-person rule, obviously there's not going to be a whole lot of big, massive lecture hall classes. Most likely these massive classes are going to be moved online, which honestly is going to kind of suck for freshmen since most of the freshman classes are going to be the big ones. It's pretty nice for a senior like me though, since I'm taking pretty specific classes next semester and it should be small groups. Again, if the 50% rule gets changed, classes could start to meet in person, but it's gonna be tough to tell what it's exactly gonna be like in 2 months and then eventually 6 months down the line. So that's pretty much all the information I have on Virginia Tech right now. This is our full plan to resume in the fall. More information will come, of course. It's gonna be a strange semester for sure. I just hope we can race cross country in the fall. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to like for more Virginia Tech videos, and I will see y'all soon in the next one. Be sure to subscribe.